Hundreds of Indonesian soldiers are in Australia to take part in a combat training exercise with the local Defence Force. For 3 weeks, the two countries will team up to sharpen their skills in the top end. Military leaders say fostering relationships between the soldiers is the main focus. Melissa McKay went along to see the action.
Guns blazing. These Australian and Indonesian soldiers fire blank rounds in a mock drill as part of annual training between the two neighbouring nations.
The training we've been focusing on here is predominantly focused on the motorised training with our Bushmaster protected mobility vehicles, but also with urban operations, looking at very elementary levels of combat shooting.
Kunci atau tidak nih? Kunci. Pushes it open.
Exercise Wirajaya has been running each year since 2013. After last year's training turned totally virtual, this year's exercise is the biggest yet. More than 300 soldiers from two armies, kicking down doors, firing weapons and practising medical procedures.
Tracking wounds is very painful, but we can deal with the pain after we've stopped the bleeding.
A key part of this training is firing blank ammunition as part of a progression to live firing. And sounds very realistic, but for this particular training exercise, they won't reach live firing this time around.
It's very important that we build a foundational level built on trust before progressing to any serious training.
Some parts of the foundational training, thankfully, conducted indoors.
Before they head out into the real world, the soldiers practice their skills in these simulated vehicles, ironing out any language or communications challenges in the comfort of the air conditioning.
In the actual Bushmasters, language barriers are a little tougher to break through, despite some of the Aussies practising their Bahasa in the lead up to the exercise. But perhaps they should have been practising their social sport instead.
We play soccer with the 1st Brigade team and the Indonesian Army 1-2-1.
Building relationships off the battlefield, arguably the most important part.
It's almost more important than the training itself. Being able to understand and also trust our neighbours and develop that rapport.
We get this real positive friendship and mutual understanding between Indonesian Army and Australian Army.
Exercise Wirajaya will wrap up in early November. Melissa McKay, ABC News.
Two battalions side by side.
I go, then you go.
As 1st Brigade soldiers train with almost 200 of their Indonesian counterparts in Darwin.
A real positive friendship and mutual understanding between Indonesian Army and Australian Army.
Exercise Wirajaya, now in its 8th rotation, aims to strengthen ties between the two countries.
Being able to understand and also trust our neighbours and develop that rapport.
Indonesian and Australian troops use these simulated vehicles to learn each other's languages and drills, ironing out any issues before they head out onto the field under the Northern Territory sun. This virtual reality also the perfect way to avoid our wet season storms.
In the lead up to this, we had all soldiers practising their Bahasa to varying levels of success.
Saya seorang insinyur tempur. So today I'll be showing you guys urban breaching.
It's a military alliance with a healthy dose of competition. The countries recently going head-to-head in a friendly soccer match.
Indonesian Army 1-2-1.
Troops also learn urban tactics today, practicing how to clear buildings using blank fire. Navigating their way through what looks like a maze, soldiers get a feel for the noise and lack of visibility they might encounter before they progress to the next level, which includes live fire training. And next year it could be our turn to make the short trip across the sea.
Hopefully the Australian Army come to Indonesia.
It's definitely on the cards.
The exercise will run in the Northern Territory for 3 weeks. Amy Clements, 9 News.